It is with great pride that I introduce a current and future leader of our community, Lucas Chan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lucas Chan, and scouting has changed my life. I first joined Troop 171 when I was just 10 years old. I hardly knew anybody in the troop, and I was uncertain of what being a Boy Scout would entail. Summer camp ignited my passion for scouting. My first year, I went with the troop to Ben Delator Scout Camp. Before that week, I had never spent more than one night away from my family. At the beginning, I was having trouble settling in, and I felt nauseous with homesickness. One night, it got so bad that I vomited. The morning after, my tent mate told our scoutmaster, Scott Miller, what had happened. Scott came to me full of concern. He reassured me that homesickness was a normal thing and that since I couldn't go home, I should make the best out of my time at camp and have fun. From then on, my week completely turned around. I began to do activities with other new scouts, some of whom are still my good friends today. After summer camp, my buddies and I went on every camp out and attended every single meeting. I was always working on a new merit badge or my next rank advancement. Everything was going so well. I was in a solid routine, balancing sports, school, and scouts. In the spring of 2020, my friends and I were getting ready for our second spring break trip with the troop. We would be backpacking through Utah's slot canyons, and we were all super excited to go. Out of nowhere, we started hearing rumors about a new virus. At our gear shakedown, I remember asking one of our scoutmasters if he thought COVID would have any effect on our trip, and he didn't seem too concerned. But then, 2 days before our trip, everything shut down. Instead of backpacking in Utah, we were locked down in Boulder. This was a tough time to be a scout. It had been such a big part of my life, and suddenly there wasn't any activity at all. When I first heard about having digital meetings on Zoom, I thought it was a joke. I considered quitting, but with a big push from my parents and a bit of perseverance, I managed to stick with it. That's when I realized what scouting was really about and some of the main things that's supposed to teach people. Sticking with something and being part of a community is truly important. For me, the hardest and also the most time-consuming part of scouting was planning and executing my Eagle project. Potential project has to fit certain criteria, such as being unique, meaningful to me, and having a positive influence on my community. Eventually, after several emails, scoutmaster meetings, and brainstorming sessions, I found a project that I thought I could do. This idea, building benches for the Boulder Pickleball Club, turned out to be the first major setback on my Eagle project journey. I poured loads of time into this idea, and communicating with the Boulder Pickleball Club board. But when the city of Boulder informed me that the benches would have to be fully made out of steel, I realized I had to scrap the project and start over from scratch. I began the brainstorming process again and felt like I had wasted so much time. However, that is when I came up with a project idea for an organization that was truly important to me. I had decided on executing my Eagle project at the Calwood Education Center because they are an organization that is committed to providing kids with outdoor experiences where they learn about nature. I had been to Calwood on a school trip in 5th grade and had great memories of their amazing program. I got in touch with Calwood's director, Angie Busby. She was very receptive and immediately helped me get to work on planning my project. Ultimately, the project that I decided on was rebuilding the Calwood mountain lion cubby. The mountain lion cubby had been important to the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Administration because it served as a data collection site for these animals as well as serving as an outdoor classroom for the students. In recent years, through many harsh winters, the cubby had fallen into disrepair. Rebuilding it would allow for student activities to resume at this site. Organizing this project was no easy task. Since it was so unique, many of my fellow scouts had trouble visualizing what we were going to build. As part of the planning, I had to design an improved and structurally sound frame for the cubby. I created a small model of it in order to show the team how to build it. As part of this entire process, I had to accept the fact that I was part of this project not as a worker, but rather as a manager. Embodying this new role, I got the list of everybody who signed up to help, and divided them up into groups that I thought would best fit their skills. I wrote out which group would do what task in which order, and before we got started on the day of the project, I presented my flip chart and my model to the entire team. Everybody split into their groups and got going with their tasks, and my project was completed within just 3 hours. This taught me the importance of planning ahead and to make sure to think through important details in advance. Over the years, I've had so many incredible experiences that I would never have been able to access without being a scout and being supported by such an amazing troop. Scouting has taught me about perseverance, leadership, project management and planning, as well as a number of different outdoor skills and the importance of physical fitness. These are lessons that I will continue to draw on as I face challenges in sports, school, and life. The ethos of scouting and being an Eagle Scout are core elements of my life that will always be a part of me. I can credit much of my success in scouting to all of the ASMs and adult volunteers who gave up their free time to help me advance. I recognize that all of these experiences were only possible due to the sheer amount of dedication from these generous adults. I hope that you'll all consider how your support tonight can continue to provide these opportunities for scouts who may not have had the same advantages. Thank you all very much.